This is different. Let's see. Let's see how this works. All these different buttons. Okay, so we got comments. Oh, I don't even know if anybody's on the screen. How y'all doing? Can y'all see me? Can you hear me? Hey, Yolanda, what's going on, girl? Hey, I don't know what's going on with the shade. They got some different stuff going on today. Can y'all hear me? Just tell me that y'all can hear me. At least, I don't know. I just popped back on and the sound is really, or the thing is different. So how you guys doing? Hey, Gwendolyn. Hey, Ebony. Hey, DeAndre. What's up? Can y'all see me? I look a little different, dark. There goes some light. Y'all can see me? Woo, you going to have to play replay if you can't see me. How y'all doing? Hey, how are y'all doing? Hey, Rita. Hey, Alfonso. How you guys are doing? Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, Nikki. Good. Hey, how you doing? Y'all, I wanted to talk to you guys tonight. And tonight you may want to share this with your friends because I got something I want to talk about tonight, and I don't understand why this thing is going down here. Can y'all see me? Can you hear me? I just want to make sure because there's different stuff on the live feed. Can y'all see me? Look like when I go to the left, the light is on. Then when I go over here, it's dark. I don't know what's going on. Hey, okay, y'all hearing me and seeing me. Okay, wonderful. I hear y'all too. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. I can hear you. I can't hear you. I can see you. I appreciate you guys. I got something I want to talk about today, though. It's quite serious. Okay, so if y'all ready to get serious, say, Miss Miko, it's time to get serious. And if you pardon me for 1 second, let me go ahead and turn this radio down because I have something I want to talk to you guys about. So just tell me if y'all ready to get serious because I'm ready to get serious and I have some things I want to talk to you guys about tonight. Yeah, can you see me, Nikki? That's what I was saying. It was a bit dark. I was like, what's going on? Can y'all see me now? Okay. Can't be a leader if you don't have no followers. Reginald Green. Either way is good. Miss you. I miss y'all too. Hold this thought. You're going to be looking at a brown wall for 1 second, okay? I ain't trying to lose you, but I don't think you want to miss out on tonight. Okay, I'm back. Did I lose y'all? You know how this go. If you know, attention span is real short. Okay, so I'm going to cut straight to the chase. And it's been a lot of buffoonery going on online. And there has been controversy with a lot of people that have chose to stay updated and posted on my post and live feed. So I have like a mixed crowd going on. I got some people that just want to learn hair, nails, and skin. And then I have some people that really was searching to change their life as well, just like me. And so for people that are just now following me, if you go back, you will understand why I became transparent. Because I stepped out on faith. Everybody knows that I was working with a big company called Dudley's. And I was trying to motivate others to do the best that they can with the skills God gave them. And then there was all this killing going on with blacks on black crime and the police officers killing black folk. So I became like a vocal activist and trying to share with the world, y'all, we got to just get together and collaborate. That was my whole motive of getting on live, talking to people, because I think a lot of people have misconstrued who Miss Miko is. And I became serious about this. And one thing I knew, the only thing I knew that can solve the world issues is love. Love. Bottom line. Hands down, tap the screen. If anybody disagrees, you can go to another screen. But this is when Miss Miko took a left turn for all of those that were following me. So I'm going to clean up some mess tonight. And this may be some lengthy video, but I'm going to leave it up. And I'm going to make sure if you have to press replay to hear me again. if you have to share this with your nana, if you have to share this with your cousin, if you have to share this with your boo-boo, if you have to share this with whomever, it's going to stay up. Because I'm a strong believer in if you start mess, you better end it. Okay? Y'all got what I'm saying? And there's been some mess going on. Because when I took a left turn and I said that love matters, I started to reflect on my behavior as a woman and a black woman. Now, everybody know I'm crazy. I'm going to get up with you. I'm going to curse you out. Anybody knew? Look, y'all, everybody I grew up with in the hundreds from Chicago is on my page. I don't have no reason to lie to nobody. I tell the truth because I want to reach somebody. I did some stupid stuff back in my day. So if my story can help somebody else, I wanted you to share it. That's because it's too much of us holding on to what has happened to us. And some of us are in so much pain because of the past. We don't realize that you went through the fire to testify to someone else. So I went through the fire. And I got a story on top of a story. So if anybody knows Miss Mikko, I have a reason why I get on here. I just don't get on here to run my mouth. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. And I'm not a prophet. Because a lot of people started tuning in and saying, oh, she cursed. You couldn't be a woman of God if you curse. Or when me and Juanita Bynum got into it, it's, oh, how could you put the prophetess down? Who are you? You couldn't be a Christian. You couldn't be this. And then the world will see this. So I'm going to break this down. If anybody wants me to break this down, I want you guys to say, break it down, Miss Mikko, because I'm not trying to bother you. I'm not trying to invade your privacy. I'm not trying to push my ideas or my theory on you. I just want us to open our eyes to some reality. And what I find out is that we say keep it real, but when the realness comes, people end up hurting others because they don't want to hear the truth. You know, does anybody understand? Like when you have a boyfriend and he's cheated on you, you don't want to hear the truth when baby girl come knocking on your door and telling you that, hey, I'm pregnant with Shorty, babe. You don't want to believe that. You don't want to believe the truth. You know, we want to be stuck in a fairy tale world, and we want people to leave us alone in our fairy tale world. So, you know, I bust heads. I'm known for that. I'm known for just, my grandmother used to say, well, come up, come out her mouth. I got a big problem. I had a big mouth since I was a kid, and I can back up my mouth for those that think I just got a big mouth. I can back it up. Okay? But I realized some things when all of this has happened all throughout the internet, and it went crazy. And I sat back and I watched everybody's theory. I watched everybody's ideology. I even watched how Juanita Bynum handled the situation, and I watched how her crew handled the situation. So I just want to break some things down. But before we go into that, it is a moral to every time I open up my mouth. Y'all ready for the moral? When I was in Dudley's, I wanted to be a teacher. So bad, right? And there's this lady named Betty R. Clausen, and she always used to tell me, are you ready to be an educator? I'd be like, yes, yes, yes. I want to be an educator. I want to be a teacher. And at that moment, being a teacher meant that I was above everybody. It gave me some type of prestige. It gave me some, I don't know if any of y'all had some wings, especially when your boss promotes you in your job, or you become the camp leader, or you become the manager. You kind of got this about yourself. Some of us take it too far. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Tap the screen. Come on now. Y'all got some bosses that just take their job a little too far. So I'm going to tell you what that is. It's like the itis. You got the leader-itis up in you because you got a opportunity to lead some folk and be in charge. So when I wanted to be a teacher, it was like, I'm a boss type material. I can't work under nobody. I got to have this power because this power is what's working with me. And so my boss used to look at me and say, but are you ready to be an educator? I said, what do you mean? I'm ready. I got this. I got this. I got this. She said, are you ready to be a leader? I got this. I got this. I got this. Okay. So watch this. I'm in training to be a teacher. So I'm walking around with this power, I'm all that handsome, like I got my licenses, get like me, shorty. Y'all got what I'm saying? And so the students felt that. It was some that feared me, and then there was some that liked me, and then there was those that was intelligent enough to look past my craziness and said, this lady is smart. I don't care how crazy she come off. I need to get everything about this lady. So we had a lot of different personalities from me having so much power on my shoulder. Y'all got me? Because I was ready. So one day I had decided to take my students on a field trip to the culture center or whatever it was down in McCormick. And one of my students didn't have a ride, and I decided to give them a ride, and we had to link up with another student, and we had to go, and something transpired between the two students about some lesbian stuff, and I didn't know what was going on, but I was caught in the middle of it. So it became a fight. And so, in the midst of all of this, I'm cursing and trying to break it up and doing everything I got to. And I'm telling them, we squashing this before we get back to school, shorty. We're not going to bring this back into school. Y'all shake and shake hands and let's get it. Right? So we get back to school. The story got back to my boss. And so my boss came to me and said, Mikko, you were cursing at the students. You allowed them to fight. You were down at the McCormick place representing Dudley's, and you allowed that to happen. And I said, Miss Clausen, I couldn't control it. And I picked up this student. I was trying to tell her what happened. And she said, that's not what you do as a leader. I said, what? She said, Mikko, when you're a leader, your students are not your friends. What you do in your life should be held secret. You don't let them know. You don't curse around them. You want them to be powerful people. You want them to learn what a true leader is. You must be that example. So if you got to use curse words, and if you feel angry, you do it on your own time, but not with my students. I was like on the floor when she told me that. I was on the floor. So I told people, that dang old movie or that reality show, Preachers from LA, should have never, ever came out. So this message is to you pastors and you people that's so full of umpness and need the power to be something. Because if you truly believed in God, and I'm not even in the pulpit because somebody wanted to type and tell me I'm underdeveloped, I'm not even trying. Because you have to ask yourself, before you become a pastor or a preacher, are you fit to be a leader? Are you fit? Because there are people that want to follow. They need the truth. But you have to ask yourself, are you ready to be a leader? So when a leader comes around, you have to play the role. It is a tight role. That's why that is something I have not accepted. God has been calling me, and I have been going through the fire, and people have seen it. But I haven't accepted it yet. So for people to pass judgment and say, she cursed a little and she did this, baby. If I'm ruffling up your ruffles, if I'm feathering up your ruffles or whatever that cliche is, and I'm not even a pastor or a prophet yet, I feel for you when I get this thing together. I feel for you when I get this thing together, because if I'm eating you alive right now, I'm going to eat you alive when I get there. So let me tell you something about this stuff that's going on. Preachers of LA came out. So all you pastors, y'all sit up here and you watching people like T.D. Jakes. They call him the godfather of the religion. Y'all looking at Joel Osteen, and some of you pastors, y'all looking at your empty churches, and you're getting beside yourself and teaching out your Bible, out what you know, the deity. You trying to be something that you're not because you're trying to bring coins into the church. So what is happening with the world right now? The world is going crazy. And I blame the churches. See, we want to blame the parents and all those other people. No, I want to blame the churches. Because the churches aren't teaching love anymore. The churches aren't teaching forgiving anymore. The churches are not giving grace anymore. The churches are worried about a coin. So this is why people like Generation X and the new millenniums that we so called, they're free-spirited because they are tired of the buffoonery. When preachers of LA, there should have been a top-notch pastor that should have knocked Bishop Noel Jones and all of them out. Even the man with the big mustache, rolling around with guns and double R's and Bentleys up in the hood. Because you are showing the world that you are about money. Money, 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 money. Y'all even got into it over money. Money. So, when I got up with Juanita Bynum, I realized that's about the same doctrine that a lot of them roll up under. It's about money. And I said it. I could care less on how you feel. Because my number one thing is, when I'm looking at somebody, I need you to do a duty to the community. Because I'm a person that's in the hood, and I ain't leaving the hood. So all you people that want to parade around my people that's in the neighborhood that's struggling for a minimum wage job, that's taking care of kids, and laws and amendments are being made to fire us and cancel us out. We getting ready to be without Medicaid. We getting ready to be without food stamps. Y'all ain't paying attention to Donald Trump. So we got all these people that's worried about telling us to sow a seed, but y'all not helping the community. It's a problem. It's a big problem. And then when we find out that you are not the type of example we need, we have a problem. How you going to talk about folks wearing no stockings and strappy shoes and you tattooed up and I'm finding out stuff that's unbelievable. And these are people that you have hurt. Juanita Bynum has hurt many people that have not spoke. I'm not the only one. People crucified me when I gave my story because my business is my business. That's it. So I told y'all because we was all following Miss Mikko, and Miss Mikko went on this big parade with Dr. Juanita Bynum, and it was all over the internet, and everybody wanted to know. It was like, oh my God, Mikko's with Dr. Juanita. But I had people in the hair industry to inbox me and say, oh my God, you're with Juanita Bynum? Can you think you could have her to come speak for us? People love her. And I don't doubt, there's not one doubt in my mind that she is a child of God. There's not one doubt in my mind that she can't be prayed for. There's not one doubt that that woman is powerful. I could say that, baby. I could say that. I could give peace to where the peace needs. I could lift you, sister, the way you need to be lifted, because there was a time you had a voice. And when that voice was out here, you have saved a lot of us. And yes, just like I said, when you type me inconspicuous, whatever that word is, inconspicuously, I can't even say it. Yet you're right. It was God that blessed me, though. But when I find out that your ministry is about, you don't have time for people because they don't have enough following. And when your seeds are out there saying, I don't have time for this because they don't have enough money. When you can't come preach in the hood for free, and you can't give out food for free, and you can't step down, you got to have armor guards and armor bearers, and you got to have all this mess around you. Something wrong. It ain't just her, it's a lot of them. Because if you're rolling with God, you're supposed to be walking out the house with the armor of God. How can you be afraid of anything when you are the number one person with the belief and you're giving us the leadership skills to do it, right? What are you showing us when you can need armor bearers and security guards and you doing all this? What is that? What is that? So what are we teaching our community? It's a lot of narcissists out here. It's a lot of people that care for self. Why? Because the leaders care for self. They said you could tell a leader by its fruits. By its fruits. All these pastors, they rave about, I have 5,000 members. I have 8,000 members. But you don't know all your members. And you ain't been to all your members' homes. You don't know. There's women that come to their church. There's sons. There's men that come to this church. There's men that allow their wives to go to church. They won't even go. They be at home telling them that's full of bull crap, man. We keep giving them money and ain't nothing happening. They lost their faith. So the new millennials and Generation X ain't going for the buffoonery no more. We love God of all gods. It's gotten to a point where a lot of us have ventured off, and some of us have became Muslims. We didn't join monks. Some of us we atheists. I just don't believe. You know what? If all of this is going on, I don't believe none of it no more. That's what's happening with the people today. We are too real for the bull crap. I had said read something. You know all the names? Yahweh, YWH, there wasn't even no, there was all consonants. There was no vowels in that. You know, we can argue all day. But we got to know there's a God of all gods. There's a king of all kings. There's a Lord of all lords. There's even scientists, atheists, theists. You can go down your line. And they can't even come up with nothing else. But there is a God. So if you don't believe in nothing else, you better believe there's a God. Because how did you get here? How did these trees get here? I mean, how did 300 species survive without having sex with each other but keep having each other? Come on now. Come on now. It ain't no human that did that. It ain't nobody that's just, I'm just brilliantly smart and I'm just going to make trees and flowers and bees and honeys. It ain't but one person. Ain't one thing. One being. Whether it's Allah and whatever the figurines that we draw up and worship, hey, just mind your business. At the end of the day, it's about us loving each other, respecting each other, looking out for the poor, and walking in that grace. Can I say it that? I said that. So this not about how many followers you got. It's not about how much money you got in your account. It's not about that. You know what speaks about you? What you do for the people. What do you do for the people? Because not all of us are broke. Not all of us have it. But if you're sitting on high, mighty Appeal Hill and you looking down on folks, something is wrong with your brain, man. Something is wrong with your brain, man. Something is wrong with your brain, man. Now, I done got into it with Juanita Bynum because something was promised to me and told to me because while we were working together that things were going to be come to pass, and they didn't come to pass. I don't have to get into no details with none of y'all. But once I woke up and saw that, it was like, what's up? You know, what's up? You know, what's up, Juanita? You know, what's up? You know? And all of a sudden, I got cursed out, put out, and all type of stuff that y'all don't even want to know. The lady even wished death on me. So I was confused. The day of December 14th, how I went from a special person to a nothing person, and to the point where she even gets on and tell people not to post my videos because she's a bee. Or get in their inbox to talk about me. I mean, you're a leader. You're a leader. So when we're leaders, we gotta be held accountable. And it's just sad that we can't call nobody on bad leaders nowadays. Who we gonna call? The Pope? Who we gonna call? Ghostbusters? Who we gonna call? Who we gonna tell? We can't tell nobody nothing. We can't talk about it. You know, when I come on live, it's like, oh my God, I don't believe she said, I don't believe it was done. Why you believe I can't say it? I can't believe it was done. My whole life was flipped inside out. And some of y'all laughed about it, joked about it. It's cool. I moved on from it. But my question is, my statement is, when you make the choice to be a leader, you have to recognize what you do to others. You got to recognize what it is that you want people to learn. If you want them to learn foolishness, then keep on acting like a fool. If you want people to be real in your ministry, keep it real with your people. If you want people to work with you and help the others, then you got to do the same thing. You can't be talking about one thing and then you supposed to be giving a message from God, but you jabbing folks at 3 with me. You steadily talking to folks. You steadily want to downgrade DeMario. You got your whole crew after this man, and he's a vlogger. That's what he does. But you want the world to think you're famous. In what book? In what book are you famous? You're famous for having no more sheets. People don't even remember anything else. They're like, I remember that. That was no more sheets. That was it, girl. That saved my life right there. That right there saved my life. But where did we get this? I'm better than other people. Where do we get this? Because you fall down just like everybody else fall down. Y'all know when I'm broke. Y'all know when I have a busted tire, I come on live and say, oh, I'm back and changing the tire. Oh, Lord, I got hacked. They took all my money. Oh, God, y'all, I'm not married. Or I got married and then the man left me. Juanita and I ain't getting along no more. I just keeps it real. But we have a big problem with keeping it real. So everybody want to crucify Miss Mikko because I went through something. It is what it is, y'all. It is over and it is done with. I am so tired of all of this. I'm tired. This is not no live video to get no feet. No, people want to use my name because I'm famous. And what can I say? And for $19.99, I have a spoon that I bless with the oil. I want you to buy it. It's on my website. Next thing is gonna be some makeup and all this other stuff. I ain't got time for all of that, man. I came around to follow Jesus. I thought that you had a better word from him. I wanted to really get down in the word. I'm not no follower. I come from the streets of Chicago. I'm a leader, and it's a lot of leaders out here. So we ain't come to just pick up your robe and bring you water and wipe your sweat and carry your purse and rub your arm when you sleep and bring you food, because she had the nerve to tell me I pray, I preach, and I pay bills. I don't do nothing else. So that means everybody else around you are really your slaves. Can nobody have a mind for themselves around Juanita Bynum? So we got a problem. We got a big problem. And yes, you're right. The church is in trouble. The church is in trouble because we have leaders. And the only reason why I brought up that lady's name is because that is one of the major leaders that I have encountered personally. And I personally had to go through phases. And I have prayed for this lady. I prayed for my anger. I prayed for the way I felt. I have talked to many sisters that have prayed for me to get the anger out of my mind, to make sure that I think right and think positive of the situation and not think negative. Because it is just filthy. It's just disgusting that you got to keep talking about something and keep talking about something and ain't nothing going to happen. That lady is not going to apologize, and I have apologized 1,000 times and still don't know why I'm apologizing. But, hey, you know, I'm going to throw it on out there. Juanita Bynum, if I ever offended you, I'm sorry. Hey, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Whatever it is, what I experienced, you shouldn't have did it. It's just what it is. You don't have to accept my apology because we all know you're bigger than everybody else, and I'm not. I'm a little person. I'm undeveloped. I'm nobody. I'm not anointed. All the things that you told me. God don't know me. You need to build a relationship with God. You don't know God like I know God, and all of, you know, I just, you know, and if that is what leadership is about in the church ministry, I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no parts of it. And all I want you guys to understand is that not only to read your Bible, but you got to find you a good church, people that are teaching the word of God. And you're not in there to be part of a clan. Some people join churches because it's just big. It's famous. You feel famous when you go into the church. Ooh, girl, I went to John Hannah Church. I went to Joel Osteen's church. I go to T.D. Jakes. I go to the Potter House. Some of us just say that because we want recognition. But what happened to saying, I follow Jesus? What happened to say, Jesus is what's on my mind, or Yahweh, or Yeshua, or Allah, whatever the name it is, you know there's a God. What happened to that? We got to get away with all this religious stuff. Everybody wants to point the finger, but you remember when you point one, it's three pointing back at you. Nobody is righteous. Like, we all are sinners. I said it in my last video. We shouldn't even call each other's brothers and sisters. We should be saying, what's up, sinner? What's up, sinner? Once we understand that we are all sinners, which means all of us do something wrong, whether it's a thought, some of y'all, yeah, it's so many fat folk, and I'm fat right now in the church. Gluttony is the number one sin if you really want to know, because we eating too much cake. A lot of us are having too many beers. We could talk about sin all day. There ain't no point, no fingers. We all are sinners. So if somebody is living in sin, you better know you living in sin. But if they're coming to your church, you open your arms. You teach them the word. That's it. You allow the Holy Spirit to work on them. You're not supposed to be passing no judgment. But we do this. We condemn everybody, girl. Oh, And I read an article on how the 3 witnesses, I want y'all to look this up. It's a news thing. Somebody sent it to me in my inbox. 3 people have left the Jehovah Witness church. It was a big thing with Caucasians. And they were saying how this thing was very controlling and very religious. People are breaking away from all of these lies, like lies. Some of y'all family was built on plantations. And some of y'all families believed in master. Some of y'all just really believe in massa, and y'all taught this to your children and your children's children. We don't understand. Not every black person was a slave. When we came over here, they separated our subjects. And when it's all supposed to be one, because God created it all. So why do we have science over here? Even the scientists say, you know what, I got to go back. There was a creator, because we don't know where this came. The atomic bomb theory and the evolution theory and everything else. We got to go back. We got to go real back. We got to go back. We got too much. This is why the world is going down, because it's too much hatred. We have taught fear. That's what we taught. You had it's young girls right now that don't even want to have a relationship with a man, because your religion in your house is you going to hell if you have sex and you're not married. And yes, you know that's a sin, but we all sinning. But they're so feared. They in their mind, they're like, oh my God, don't let a boy touch me. I don't want him to look at me. It's young girls growing up like that. It's women that have not lived their life because your family has instilled fear inside their minds. We have set each other up to fear. Let me ask y'all something. If we all serving the right God, why is the other races getting along fine and better than we do? Have y'all ever asked yourself that? Why is it that they succeed and we don't succeed? Have you ever asked yourself that? Have you ever really looked at how we look as people when we come outside? We look mean as hell. We look very scary. We do. Like we walk around with an attitude all day. You want to know why? Because we have taught each other fear. We have blocked our children from dreaming. We have blocked ourselves from dreaming. We have blocked ourselves from having ingenuity and innovativeness, creativeness, developing things, because somebody in the house said, if you do that, that's a sin. We gone too far. We gone too far. And the leaders that say that they about this, come on, man. You ain't about this. You know what? If you about porn ministry, why aren't you at the porn shops with the people that's having sex? Why aren't you outside and going live with people on the pole every day and doing what you're supposed to do? If you about that, I was once a bum and I was with the homeless and I came into this ministry, why aren't you outside with the bums, sleeping with them, eating with them? I mean, I'm just saying, we come up with all these ministry names, but ain't none of y'all doing the ministry. Now, some of y'all got the nerve to call y'all ministry your own name. And y'all still dumb and don't realize when you do sow a seed, you're right. You're sowing into Shay Shay's ministry, all for Shay Shay. What happened to outreach ministries? What happened to Feed the People ministries? What happened to porn ministry? What happened to women's ministry? What happened to teenage mothers ministry? What happened to real names? We don't have that anymore. So what happens is people learn to not care. We teach fear and then we teach not to care. Because I'm not worried about them. They're not me. I'm not worried about getting on his level because he doesn't have that many followers. You're a leader and you're telling people you don't have time to deal with other pastors that's challenging your doctrine because they don't have enough followers. People want to know the truth. So, it's like, hey, we at this time and age, people don't want to tell the truth. They out there, they're going to do what they want to do. So all I'm saying to you is, get your own brain, your own noggin. Get your noggin, get your family in order, visit these churches, understand the doctrine, and then become a member of the church. But y'all, to become a leader, it is more than a notion. And I am appalled at somebody's behavior, period. And a lot of things that has happened. I said it. And I'm not a prophet. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. I was somebody of this world that needed Jesus. And sometimes we lean on people, not follow people, but we lean on them to teach us like, man, I'm from the streets, Joe. You know, I'm ready to knock somebody's head off for bothering me. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Like, I come from that. So it makes you fearful from joining any type of church because you got buffoonery going on. Once you come off the pulpit and go behind closed doors, you a whole nother person. You Wolverine. What? Where did this person come from? What happened to... Hi. Yes, and I just want to say that I was in the doctor and my eye, y'all don't see my eye. And what happened to that person? But then after that is why you and where that person come from? Like, well, I was appalled. Like, wait a minute, what's going on? This is not part of what I'm looking. You know, when people come to church, we expect people to have that nice and holy personality. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell y'all, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a preacher, and I'm not a prophet, because I haven't accepted that calling. Because I have things to work on inside of me. So can't nobody call me no sinner, because I'm here to tell you, I'm a sinner. I'm a sinner, man. Sometimes I cuss. Sometimes I get mad. Sometimes I want to bust somebody upside their head. Sometimes, y'all, I want to come on and keep it so trill with y'all. Then I say, you know what? There's some people that's really praying for Jesus to just really work on me. So I want to prove to my sister, because I got older sisters that's watching me, and they tap me and they pull my coattail and say, Mikko, I don't want to hear those curse words no more. Mikko, you know, don't mention the demon no more. Mikko, so I be listening to me, because you know sometimes God send messages to you through people sometimes, and I know it's from God because He already told me. Now, why did you get on there and curse? Now, why did you get on there and do that? It be in my head already. So when the person get in my inbox to tell me, I be like, okay, I got it, God. I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to do it again. I'm trying. So I'm to be worked on. So I'm ruffling some feathers, and I'm not even on the pulpit yet, because I haven't even accepted my calling. All I'm doing is researching this thing. I'm researching this thing. I'm understanding what you leaders are doing, but it's time for me to clean up the church. So while I'm cleaning up the church, I'm dirty with it. You got what I'm saying? Like, dirty. If you ain't dirty with it, you can sit down and sink with your friends all day. You can strategize all what you want to, but you can't strategize God. That's when I know God is real, because God works. God works, man. It works. He works. So all I'm saying is, it's time to clean up the church. This church, this religious stuff, this fear, putting fear in people's minds and scaring folks off and not accepting people for who they are and being mightier. No, we all at the same level, man. We all finna eat at the same table, man. Ain't no hierarchy. This ain't no big eyes, no little U's, man. This a full 360-degree circle, man. Somebody needs to speak their piece, step in the circle, man. 1,000 part around here. We ain't finna interrupt other people talking when they got some business to handle. We gonna do this thing right. This ain't no I'm better, and then you in the back having sex with boys, or you having sex with women, and you tatted up, or you doing what you want to do, and you got an attitude, and you got the devil living you all day, every day. So if you try to cast the devil, how can you cast the devil out of somebody when the devil is always up in you? I'm just trying to figure that out. So when I'm ready, y'all gonna know I'm ready, because when I can't even show it to y'all. Because after you read the Bible and you really get into that word and you really know what to do, y'all gonna know I'm about it. Because see, this is how I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna be covered up. I'm gonna be talking to y'all like this. Because at the end of the day, you're supposed to be covered up when you really believe. When you really believe. And we haven't gotten to that level yet. We still vain. We want to get our hair done. We want to put on makeup. We want to put on lipstick. How could you be a leader of Christ and you living like that? You supposed to be just bushed out. Just, y'all gonna, we gonna get it together. 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 But we need less religion now, and we need more Jesus or Yahweh or God of all gods, King of all kings, Lord of all lords. Because you got to know at the end of the day, whether you believe Jesus was real or not, there's a creator. He created me. He created all colors. He created all races. And everybody speaks different languages. But before Jesus was born, do you know? Did you know there was only one language? One language. It was one universal language. And then after Jesus was born, people had started migrating and started developing their own pronunciations and their own vowels, their own consonants, their own words. So the word Yahweh and everything, he even tells us in the Bible, you don't even know my name. Because remember, Yahweh was given to Moses in Exodus. It meant the God of Israelites. So we need to understand what's really going on. And some of us pastors aren't intelligent. I know when I'm dealing with a dumb pastor, they be like, hey, come around. You gonna come around Sunday? Yeah, we gonna have potluck Sunday. That's right. That's the word. That's the word. I'm like, if you don't get your southern plantation, master loving self up out my face. Because some of them haven't even picked up a book to really understand the truth. They have just kept preaching the same sermon that their grandfather preached, their father preached, and their great-grandfather preached. They don't know nothing else. They never stepped out of the box because they were taught fear, so they don't go outside of the norm. But then yet, they still want to live their life. They want to be gay because they love women. They've been done wrong with men before, or they have tattoos, or they love sunflowers and daisies, and sometimes they may want to yell, and sometimes they want to have a glass of wine. So be it. But because they have fear of what the world may think, they hide, but then they keep on talking as if they're living a certain way, and they're not. That's a lot of pastors right now. It's a pastor near you that's preaching just like that. And God said, and God, turn to James 3:5, turn to Revelation 2:5, turn to Titus 2:7. And they always got you jumping around the Bible to confuse you because they confused. They don't know if they want to be straight or gay. That's a sign of confusion right there. What is going on? By the time I go, he be like, turn to James 5. I'll be like this in church. Okay, James 5. And turn to Titus 5. I'll be trying to find Titus. Where is there a Titus in the Bible? Then he be like, Exodus 29. Wait a minute. I didn't see James. And turn back to Galatians. Is Galatians in a new order? You know what? I'm just going to close my Bible and just read the big screen. Oh, you don't have a big screen. Sister, say it louder. Say it louder, sister. Just say it a little louder, because I can't keep up. What was Michael? It was Micah? I'm lost. And then when the pastor get up there, he be pronouncing words. He be saying it like this. He don't even know the verse himself. And I'm coaching a baccarat to Shapra, they was over there. And then God said that he promised you sevenfold. And then the church go up. Hey man, can I get the choir? And now here come the choir. And then here come the praise dancers. And then you up here crying. And you just going all over the place. And then he tells you at the end, if you really want a blessing, you need to sow. I'm telling you right now, $1.03, $1.03, a $10,000 line, $200. Come on, man. Let people sow what they gotta sow. Because God's going to convict them to sow into you. Because if you really giving the word of God, it's going to come across them. They're going to say, God told me to give you something. That's a gracious offering. But when we forcing folk and using the word to convince and persuade folk to think that you the way and you the light, something is wrong. You're not the way and you are not the light. So you're supposed to be saying, follow Jesus. But when you get to turn that thing around and make it about you, then it's now you have exposed your own self. Now, we don't have to expose you. You're exposing yourself. And that's just not going for a certain person. That's going for a lot of other leaders as well. Because if y'all notice, everybody is showing up and showing out. Like God is putting a highlight on all of them. Doom. And everybody like, everybody's scattering now. It ain't me. And people want to come on live and try to defend themselves. And you got real vloggers. I call them gospel police. because God put something in them to watch you. So you mad? You little mad or big mad? You little mad or big mad? You little mad or big mad? And then when you little mad, you keep it on the inside, and then you come on and want to preach. And what I'm gonna do is I'm sending the books out now, and we gonna read from the third amendment, and we gonna do and what I'm saying is, people want to get all over you. You know, God give you an adversary. You know, see, we don't fight demons. We don't shake, we shimble, and we don't shake, we shift, and we got all these cliches. But what did God really tell you? It's people that's not concerned about you and Mikko's buffoonery. So why don't you just come on with the word that God, and you all over the place, and your mind is here, and your mind is over here, and you don't know what to do. Everybody all over the place. It's so funny when people are revealed to be just like us. And then the whole world is shocked, like, oh my God, is that happening to her? She's a millionaire. Okay, so now we're thinking because money, but I typed her name in. She's worth all of these. Just because somebody's name is worth something, y'all need to wake up. That don't mean they got that. And if they did have it, then why do we have China? You know what? I just don't know. I just don't know. And then when I tell the truth, people would look at me and say, oh, and y'all, I had the whole Facebook to delete themselves from me. They blocked me. They made a group. They talked about me. They said, she's crazy. Mikko did not my mother, my mama be. And then she would actually, I got people that actually got inboxes from this lady that she was trying to persuade them, don't post that video. Don't you talk about her. This, you a leader, and you're telling other people to do that. Anybody that came in my inbox and asked me about it, I say, you know what, sis, just pray for her and me. Do that. And they say, well, I didn't catch the video. What was it all about? I don't know. If you didn't catch it, I don't know. That's why I put it up there and I took it down, because it wasn't really something for me. Because at the end of the day, Miss Mikko is responsible for Miss Mikko. So I didn't have no time for it anymore. But it started to affect my page because there's a lot of women that started following this lady through me. And so when they didn't see me anymore, it was a question. And so, I can't leave my followers hanging. I'll be unreal then, wouldn't I? I'm not, everybody know that Miss Mikko keep it real. So I had to say something. And I decided the day that I went in for surgery, because somebody did wish death on me. That lady told me I will die for messing with her. I literally, for real, like, this is no joke, and I couldn't understand it. I texted back like, you wish death on me? That's Christ-like? I'm trying to figure out, what did I do? You told me I was supposed to marry King David, and it was new house, new car, all of you and your people, your auntie and everybody, and none of that came to fruition. And Mr. King David happened to be a peasant David, and schizophrenia David, and everything else, and all my life went to hell and pieces. And I had to put myself back together again on my own. And people thought this, and y'all remember that, again, I got to tell you, when you are vulnerable, and I was vulnerable. People crack jokes and said she's mad because of what? I'm not even mad at all. I ain't big mad, little mad. I'm just going to tell the truth, because you're supposed to tell the truth. If somebody's in your church raping somebody, you're supposed to speak up. All that being quiet and don't speak, no, you're supposed to speak up. It's people that's around her and have been hurt from her for years. And they have dealt with that pain and that agony, and dealt with bills and credit cards and massive accounts put in their names because they were persuaded by her. Y'all don't have a clue. So I'm speaking up for everybody. Now, can she change? She can change. Can we pray? We can pray for her, but see, if people don't want to change, they're not going to change, and that's how I see it. And they're going to continue to be on live. And they're going to continue, and I now have spoons for sale for $19.99. I need all of you guys to go to my website and buy the new bee spoon to stir your honey for your tea. It's going to be, you don't want to be at the conference without this. It's going to be, nobody could get in the conference without a t-shirt for $19.99. I mean, come on with the gimmicks, man. We all can see through that. You just need to get on the platform and apologize to everybody you done wrong. I mean, everybody. Go down the line. Write your list. You always got books and want to write names. You go right down the line. Start with Thomas Weeks. Start with everybody that you just messed up. Let's talk about Crystal. Let's talk about Tina Culpepper. Let's talk about Alicia. Let's talk about all these people you hurt. And just apologize. But we don't do it. But again, I'm not perfect. What do I know? I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a prophet. I was trying to follow God. I was very vulnerable. My daughter got raped. My brand new car was totaled, 2016 Genesis. And I got hacked on the internet. And I said to myself, I said, God, what am I doing wrong in my life? And everybody was getting killed. And my neighborhood was enraged. And I was crying like every day because those stories were compelling to me. And it hurt me. It hurt me. It's like, oh my God, I'm responsible for these killers. Because you want to know why? I was a gangbanger. I was out there. I was doing my own thing. And this is Chicago. And these are my kids. These are our kids out here doing this. So it's like I feel responsible. Like, oh my God, these are kids that have faced to watch their fathers get duct taped or gunned down in real life. They have watched their mothers get killed, their grandmothers get killed in the streets. So they grew up with this anger. They grew up with this. Their fathers left them. They get stuck in a penitentiary. They out here raising themselves. Like these boys have no fathers. Like literally, y'all not understanding. And I know it's in Chicago in every neighborhood, but it's really going down here. So I said to myself, I got to change. I can't tell nobody else to change unless I change. And I said that in a lot of my videos. It starts with you. It starts with your backyard. So I started cleaning up my act. And then I had a hater for my baby daddy, baby mama wanted to come on and tell me, your followers think you holy. No, I'm not holy. You got me confused. I'm still Mikko. But at the same time, I'm coming on to make sure people understand and see and witness my change as I go through the fire, as God has me to go through certain things, to see things. Everything you go through is either a lesson or a reason. You got to know this. So God, I understand why I went through that. And I don't want nobody else feeling sorry for me no more. This thing is over with. It's over with. Go buy your honeybee spoons for $19.99, your leggings, and go to the conference and watch her graduate and do everything that you believe you're supposed to do. I can't stop it because God put that in your heart. You do what you have to. This ain't me hating. I want you to follow somebody so you can know God. I don't care if you have to follow Oscar the Grouch. If Kermit the Frog leads you to God of all gods and kings of all kings, then by all means, watch Sesame Street every Saturday. Do what you have to do. Do what you have to do. So we got somebody on here, Amina White. Didn't want me to respond, but I'm not, Amina. I'm not. This is just crazy. So we got the crew online. It's always happening. But you know why I can care less about it. You just block them and delete them. It's all good. So what I'm saying is, I just know when you become a leader, guys, I just know that when you accept that position, whether it's a leader in your job, a leader in your community, a leader, you have to pay attention to your actions. That's why I never stepped up to the calling yet, because I still have some things to correct. I am not perfect, and nor will I be perfect when I accept my calling, but I'm going to do much better than what I'm doing now. I want to learn what it is not to have anger in my heart. I want to learn what it is to talk to someone with love and never show that hatred of feelings or anything to that nature. I want to know what it is, and I'm going through the process. Every day God is teaching me something, every single day of my life, and I give him all the praises, because I wouldn't have been able to survive any of the things that I went through in life without him. So you guys, I'm not coming on here as I'm perfect. I'm just really just trying to open up some eyes. I didn't make this video to be talking about this. I'm talking about all the leaders of the church. If you doing buffoonery behind closed doors and then you get found out, how you get mad? How you get little mad, big mad, medium mad? You shouldn't be mad at all, because you shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. That is the bottom line. Because the people need leaders. People want to follow. Some people were built to be soldiers. There's strong soldiers out there for God, and they're willing to go to battle But if you can't lead these people, you will not have an army for God. Remember, you're not building an army for yourself. You're building an army for God. At the end of the day, it is about God, because we have to recognize there is a God. I love you guys. I love you so much, and I don't have to meet you to tell you that I love you. I love you because you spent this time to listen to my crazy butt online about my feelings and what I went through. You didn't have to do that, because I know a lot of you have a lot to do. And I know that I'm not funny and I'm not a comedian, even though a lot of people say I'm funny as hell. But I want you to understand I'm just like you. I know what it is to be broke. I know what it is to struggle. I know what it is to have baby daddies. I know what it is to be raped. I know what it is to go to the joint. I know what it is. I can speak a lot. That's why a lot of people's books are chapters in my book. You want to talk about being kidnapped and being on a... Come on, man. Some of your stories is just chapters in my life. I've been through a lot, and I've always asked God, God, why did you send me through all this? I think it's for a moment like this, for me to just give you what I've been through, so you won't make that mistake. And if you did, to let you know, you can't survive. Don't let nobody tell you you can't survive. So stop. Dry your eyes. It's all good, shorty. Then people hurt you. People ain't care about you. People rejected you, put you out, talked about you, crucified you. It's okay. It's okay today. It's okay today. You don't have to. Get you some new friends. Get you some new friends. If your neighborhood hates you, find you a new house. Move to another neighborhood. I mean, what's this? It's people all over the world. That's why people move to different states, to make new friends, to get away from it, whatever it is. But if you keep running and it's the same problem, you got to know it's not the people. It may be you. You got to work on you. That's why I don't run. I sit right here and I deal with what God wants me to deal with, because I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. And I know when I'm wrong. I know when I'm wrong. I know when I'm wrong. And even when people claim that I'm wrong and I know I'm right, I'll give it to you. Well, I'm wrong then. Because guess what? I don't have time to argue no more. I don't have time to, when you know the truth, you just know the truth. I don't have time to argue. I ain't got time. I know 1 + 1 is 2. You gonna sit up here and tell me it's 4? Come on, find you somebody else to fool. Find you somebody else to fool, because you can't fool Miss Mikko. All right, y'all. I love you. And I want us all to dig into ourselves, become a better person. And I want you guys to realize what you were supposed to learn from this and give that testimony to somebody else. Because your life story